Okay, so this was big news of the day. Canada's inflation rate dropped to 2.7%, which is pretty crazy. A couple of years ago, this would have been hard to imagine. I think they might get their soft landing that they were looking for here. So honestly, everything's been pretty positive on this front. Looney's weakening. Looks like interest rate cuts are definitely coming this year. I could see it dropping a little bit. I think we can get to 4% interest rates from its current 5% easily now. Within, 1 or 2 years, they're not going to drop it quickly. It's going to be a slow thing. But yeah, all the data on this looked really good. There was nothing really bad in this. And I've noticed this personally too when I'm going shopping and everything. Prices have come down, cost of goods have come down, energy prices have come down big time. That one's a really good one. I think that was the most sticky, the hardest one to like predict. But there's so much oil in the world. There's definitely no shortage of it. And we're transitioning nicely into electrical. That's probably going to be the harder one to debate because our electrical grid is not there. But running with two sources, electrical and oil, it's just a good way to go. So this is the inflation rate here. What was this? June, the summer of 2022, 8%, wild stuff. And 2 years later, we're already down here to 2.7. It's been consistently dropping. And the blue line here is where interest rates are. They took a long time to raise interest rates. This is what really stumbled them. They should have raised it in 2021. They didn't do it. And boom, they spiked it up like crazy. And inflation's dropped dramatically. So it's worked. This is at 5% now. I definitely can see this in that 3 to 4% range. I think 4%, a year from now is definitely not out of the question here. So everything's looking good there. So how can you benefit? Well, I was trying to think of some good stocks with lots of debit. And first one that came over me was, of course, utilities, AQN. This one, it was on a spending spree and it's dropped dramatically here. I could definitely see this one popping up a little bit now that it's pretty positive that interest rates are going to get cut this year by, not by much, but enough to really help these ones. And then, of course, REITs. I think this is a better opportunity, like not great, but definitely steady. So this is the list of current REITs in Canada. I'm thinking like Dream. This stock is taking a beating too. Look at this, 2022, back when inflation was riding high after COVID, dropped pretty badly. There's some room on this one. Like easily see it going up 50% here. Definitely not out of the question. I have to look a little more deeper into it. But just chart wise, that's a nice one for at least a 50% pop over the next year or so. RealCan, another one here. This one's trading pretty low too. They have a lot. I know this one a little bit better. I know they have a lot of debt coming up in the next year or two, so perfect timing for some rate cuts. They can roll over those debt. It's not going to be as low as previously, but everything helps on these REITs, on these utilities, anything with high debt. So yeah, I don't see as great as upside, but I definitely don't think there's that much downside on these ones, especially with population growing in Canada and everything like that. Yeah, I could see this going up 10, 20%. You're getting a nice yield here at 6.32. Not bad, not bad. Good way to play it. So those are just my kind of first reactions here from the inflation news in Canada at 2.7%. June 2024. What do you think? We gonna get some rate cuts? Let me know down in the comment section below.